Even if you're not a hockey fan, chances are you've heard of Wayne Gretzky. The Hall of Famer is almost universally considered the greatest hockey player ever. Lee Cowan catches up with the Great One.
Of all the boats on Idaho's Lake Coeur d'Alene,
Trevor, you're in charge of music.
you'll find very few flying the Canadian flag, and even fewer blasting only Canadian pop music.
It has to be Canadian.
Wayne Gretzky is pretty easy to spot out here. Although he's less comfortable on the open water than he is on the frozen kind.
Wayne Gretzky on the break! Score!
People say to me all the time, do you miss playing? And I go, of course I do.
Gretzky feeds Schneider, finesse one in front, they score!
You know, I did it since I was 2.5 years old.
Here's Gretzky. Score!
He did for hockey what Michael Jordan did for basketball, or Tiger Woods did for golf.
He's just one of, the greats of his sport.
Their fourth Stanley Cup.
On top of 4 Stanley Cup championships, Gretzky holds nearly every top record in the NHL. His points total alone, 2,857, maybe the most untouchable record in all of sports.
Wayne Gretzky, a breakaway goal!
And yet, when asked about all his success, he's politely Canadian about it all.
All right, come on in. I was in the right city with the right fans, the right teammates, the right coach, the right era. If it would have been today, maybe it wouldn't be the same.
He doesn't do many interviews these days, but he still seems to enjoy the part where people like me scratch their heads in bewilderment about just how he became the Great One.
One of the remarkable things that people always talk about is that you were sort of the non-athlete in some ways. You weren't necessarily
Prototypical.
You were big.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't seem like you worked out. You just kind of,
It was myself.
yeah, you just were, which is remarkable. I mean, and some people say that's what makes you even more of an athlete.
Well, I played to my strength. My strength was my mind.
It's a hat trick for Wayne Gretzky!
So I was always the smallest guy, right? So I had to figure out a way to be able to be more successful than those bigger, stronger, faster guys.
He started figuring that out on an ice rink in his backyard in Brantford, Ontario, one his father, Walter Gretzky, built for him.
He taught me so much more than just being a hockey player.
He was Canada's hockey dad, and when Wayne lost him this year to Parkinson's at the age of 82, there was a hole that was pretty hard to fill.
Money didn't really matter to him. Friendships did. Hard work mattered to him. Being passionate, being unselfish. He was what you call a true Canadian.
His dad was there through his entire career, including the tough moments, like when the Edmonton Oilers traded Gretzky away. Canada practically went into national mourning.
I'm disappointed about having to leave Edmonton.
Gretzky himself was in tears. But the skill and determination that his dad taught him followed him to L.A., where he truly became a king.
He did it! He did it! The greatest goal scorer in National Hockey League history is Wayne Gretzky!
He helped grow the sport, even in places that hadn't seen ice since the Ice Age. For 20 seasons, number 99 thrilled fans, until he finally retired in 1999. Gretzky drove his dad to his last game, just as his dad had driven him to his first.
It was the worst decision I've ever made in my life. The whole way there, he kept hitting me on the leg saying, you know, you can play one more year. And I said, oh my gosh. I said, Dad, I'm done.
Few would have blamed him if he did nothing after hanging up his skates.
No hockey trophies in this house.
But retirement is a relative term for superstars. He's owned hockey teams and restaurants, he even has a wine label. And now at the age of 60,
let's get the pads here for Barkley.
He's trying something entirely new.
I honestly don't even know how you put those pads on.
He's joined TNT as an on-air analyst. His in-studio matchup with friend and now fellow host, NBA Hall of Famer Charles Barkley, almost broke the internet this month.
Go down. Yeah, there we go. No.
Charles called me every day.
Every day?
Twice a day sometimes. And I said to everyone, look, I'm not Charles. He's one of the most lovable people in the world, but if I'm going to do this, I have to be Wayne Gretzky. I can't be Charles Barkley. A lot of hockey players do charity golf tournaments, and you know, if you're going to play hockey, you don't want to embarrass yourself in front of people playing golf. So.
He's not really worried, though. After all, he can talk hockey all day long, even on the golf course.
That's why I don't do it for a living.
His club covers say it all.
This one's the Oilers in the championships, and this was the Kings 802. There we go.
His wife, Janet, is often his worthy opponent.
So who's a better golfer?
He's better.
That's who's more competitive.
I'm probably more competitive.
Son-in-law Dustin Johnson, who married their eldest daughter Paulina, won the Masters last year. So golf is kind of part of the family. Gretzky's wedding to the then Janet Jones was Canada's answer to a royal wedding. It made quite a splash, just like she did a few years earlier as an actress in The Flamingo Kid. Some in Canada still blame her for stealing Gretzky away to Hollywood.
I also said our marriage wouldn't work, and here we are 33 years later.
People were just kind of mean about it.
They were mean, but he made me feel like I was beside him, not behind him. And so he brought me right along with his career, so I loved it.
They're empty nesters now. Their vacation home here in Idaho has just about everything. A beautiful view, even a double water slide that is ostensibly there for their visiting kids and grandkids.
What's it like up here, just in general?
It's pretty peaceful.
His two sons, Trevor and Ty, were there when we were there. And they maybe sum up their dad the best.
Loved what he did. That's like the biggest lesson he taught us is if you love something and you work hard, good things are going to pay off. So that's all that matters.
One of the greatest lessons Gretzky says he learned from his late father was to do everything, no matter how inconsequential, as if it was the Stanley Cup playoffs. So when his wife Janet dares you, 1, 2, 3, right in front of the great one to race him down their water slide, you really can't say no. Like his backyard hockey rink, sport for Wayne Gretzky is fun first. He's still part kid, and maybe that's the secret. You're right. To really being great.